Hello, welcome back to Chaotic Crafting. I know it's been a minute. Thank you, coronavirus, for interrupting everyone's regularly scheduled life. But I just want to talk for a real quick, I hope this will be a quick video. I'm not going to do any art on this one, but then I'm going to do art on a brand new journal. But I had a friend who said, I don't even know where to start when it comes to art journaling, who is interested but doesn't know where to start. So I thought I'd show you one of my favorite journals. This is my Jane Davenport journal. I use it the most because it does have some watercolor paper in here. The thickness of it really does help. This is one of Jane Davenport's washi sheets that I just taped over the front of it. Her journals come like this. Blank canvas, literally, and I will be ripping this open in the next video so we can do a little breaking in my brand new journal. But you can see maybe that it's 120 pound or 200 GSM on this paper, so it's got a good tooth to it, good thickness, and you can abuse it. And I'm just going to do a quick flip through. I do a lot of collage, so there's lots of glue on here, there's lots of paint, there's lots of stenciling. I do magazine cutouts, watercolor, acrylic, you name it. I have tried it in this book, and this is my third Jane Davenport journal that I have just finished completely filling up. So nice big pages. I have a lot of influence. Tamara Laporte, Karen Campbell, where I go through Jane Davenport and maybe Tamara Laporte. Maybe I'm watching a tutorial, or this is just magazine cutouts and some of Diane Reevely stuff. But I follow basically Jane Davenport, Tamara Laporte, Diane Reevely, and Dina Wakley. So those items are usually influenced and show up in my journals. So this is a nice big journal, like I said, where you can kind of abuse it, and these pages take it. And then once a page is full of glue and paint, I like it even more. I love the way they feel. I love the crinkleness of them. So Jane Davenport's probably my #1 recommended journal that I like to play in the most. And most of these journals are 25 to 30 bucks. I don't think I've ever paid more than that for any of the ones I'm going to show you. So this would be my first choice. This is Dina Wakley. So this is a really big journal. If you can see, it's even bigger than the Jane Davenport one. Nice big pages. The cool thing about Dina Wakley's journals, you have watercolor paper, burlap, canvas, not stretched, but you know, canvas, and craft paper. So if you really want to check out a journal that's going to give you lots of different options and push you a little bit on your creativity and how what all you can do and how exciting you can get about journaling, then this would probably be a good page. I'm intimidated by all this. I hope to do better about it soon, but so far I haven't dove into any of these, the burlap, the craft, or the canvas, but I will one day. So that's a cool journal. Dina Wakley also has a little white, nothing but watercolor paper, and this paper is really, really thick, more like watercolor postcard thick. I don't remember what the weight of it is, but it's very thick and it can handle lots of water. I've tried a couple of watercolor pages in it, but haven't really done much to that. But if you are intimidated by the larger sizes, the great thing about the smaller journals, of course, you can finish a project a lot quicker. $4 at Hobby Lobby, and of course it's plain. I hate what I did, but I just like that the pages were long and narrow and a different shape from most of the journals I have. I don't really have themed journals. All of mine are random. So one thing I do like to do is if I get a special card that I want to keep, I'll usually incorporate that into my journal somehow, just so I have it, because cards are hard to keep up with and they take up a lot of space. So just different stuff that I do on this. This is a good watercolor paper, so it's taken just about everything. I did some swatching, I did collage. This is a collage tissue napkin by Dina Wakley. So lots of different things that I do in my journals. I usually abuse them, and as you can see, I have more than one going at all times. This is one I bought for the Inktober. I think I actually made it through like 5 days, but then I decided this is going to be women's faces only, because I want to get better at drawing women's faces. Mine always look a little masculine. So I'm going to let this be. Of course, when you start putting watercolor on paper that's this thin. It's really made for ink or pencil. It starts beading up and ripping up, so she looks like she's been bruised rather than painted. So note to self, you know, I usually keep a page under it, but I'm gonna stick to the inks and pencils in this book, but I do have one themed one. And I have one other themed one. So I found this wonderful little handmade journal at an art store and decided, since I love Rumi, that I would only do Rumi quotes in it. So I watercolor the background. It takes them ages to dry because it's not designed for that, but I love how it makes them look kind of fragile. I have done some collage, some gluing down, and it's been able to take it a little bit, but at the same time, lots of bleed through. I don't care because I'm gonna wind up painting all the pages anyway. And I do just love the wraparound leather feel of this. Plus, if I travel, I can carry this with me without taking up too much space. But one thing I also wanted to show you, I go to the Second Charles bookstore, and in the free bins, pick up free books. And this is one of the jewels I got one time. It's a black and white photography book. The only thing about when you are converting a book and making it into a journal, this has glossy pages. First of all, I had to take several of the signatures out. So I go through and I lighten the load, because once you start adding stuff to it, it makes the book too thick and the spine breaks. So I took probably half the pages out, and I used them in other art projects. But you do have to gesso or paint or do some collage on these glossy pages. As you can see, I've gessoed around these pictures and then left them. I have a whole page of just washi tape, just showing off some of my washi tape. So lots of things you can do, but really and truly, if you're gonna paint, this is paint. I gessoed, then I watercolored. I left the script showing through, but then I stamped over it and used some collage on it. So magazine picture that I painted. So this is a fun idea where you make your own journal. I like the big pages, I like the size. You can be a little more creative when you just get a book and then convert it. Plus, this had some solid black pages, which I liked. I have a clear gesso that I can prep these pages with without painting it white. And so, you know, fun times with that one. And then my second favorite, next to Jane Davenport, is my Dilutions journal. Dilutions by Diane Reevely. I do several of her online classes. I love her art. This one is several of her classes put together in this one journal. I wanted this one journal to be only Diane Reevely. I've really never done that before, where the journal I buy has only that artist products and techniques in it. But she has several online classes. You can look her up on Etsy and purchase those classes and watch them over and over again. And I really do like, I also bought one of her black, this I painted black, but she has a black journal too that I've just gotten into doing some doodling on. So this is one of my favorite. I like that it comes with a little pocket that you can stick some of your collage pieces inside when you're working on those. But all of this is influenced and covered in some of her art classes, and I love, love, love her, and wanted to recommend, if you're one of those people wanting to start art journaling but kind of are intimidated, she has a jumpstart journal where every right-hand page is already done for you. So all you have to do is maybe match some of these paints or contrast some of these paints and go for it on the other side. I think this is super cool. I haven't even started on this one yet, but some of these pages are like coloring pages that you can just color in yourself, or you can collage over them. But I love this idea. So half of it's done for you, and all you've got to do is be creative on the other side. So I have bought this little book at the Second Charles. This is Cartoons from Punch, and it's going to be my next conversion art journal book. I'll have to take some of the signatures out. The only thing that you want to look for is sewn in signatures and not glued in, and you can see that because obviously they have the seam down the middle. But I'll get rid of some of these. I'll leave some of this artwork. I think this is super cool, and this will be fun to paint in. So I hope I've kind of helped solve a little mystery of the journals and where to start, and I hope you just go buy one or grab one of your old books off of a bookshelf and repurpose it. Have fun. Bye.